Good evening. Welcome to the Anarchic Chick Show, where you have your favorite host, Anarchic Chick, aka Shelly. Hi. So today's topic is avoid. Can you hang on a second? Because I'm out and I would like to continue this, if you don't mind. Yeah, I'm still on air. Okay, back to you guys. Hey, Blues. So avoid topics such as politics and religion. How many times have we heard that? Well, a lot of times people will tell me, just keep it out of the family circle, like, talking about that at a some kind of an event or a holiday, because it does stir up a lot of emotions and a lot of opinions. Um, and at times we think we know people, friends, family, until you really get down to talking about those two topics. Well, what I like about the internet is that we tend to express our views even more um, behind the keyboard, behind the screen. And it just feels safer. And it feels like, well, the people on here, they're pretty much strangers. We can actually like get more confident and comfortable talking about our point of view, which when you're doing that face to face with somebody, a lot of times like it can turn into a heated debate. And what I mean by that is that there could be some kind of a conflict that can arise out of two people debating each other who actually know each other. Now, I have a best friend. I haven't actually talked to her in a little while. Um, and when it comes to politics, her and I have a completely different view of it. And when you have a belief, it's pretty much ingrained in us, and it's really hard to change somebody's belief. And a lot of times I think, well, I'm going to debate this person, and what's my goal? Well, it could be a couple of things. It could be one, just trying to figure out what they believe, and also try to understand their beliefs. And then I kind of think, well, could I believe in that at any point? Another thing is try to change their views, try to, change their attitude about something, to see things my way. That's the hardest. That is the absolute hardest. Now, to be able to step in somebody's shoes and think, okay, maybe I can, just kind of understand where they're coming from, and maybe change their views on a couple of things because I think it's counterproductive for them to think that way. But everybody, has their own opinions. However, we are very much swayed by this, and that happens a lot. Um, whether they're just like lies from people or people haven't actually like done any kind of research to find out the truth for themselves. So at that point, it, it makes for an easy debate because if you can like show receipts on what your um, issue, what your side is, then it's easier to persuade the other person to, come around to my side of thinking. They say, that they say, well, people in chat sometimes, there's this echo chamber going on. Um, you know, and okay, you know, sometimes I think that's cool because then there's no conflict. But then there's other times where I'm thinking, this person, like, STL's in here, this person might be someone with whom like I feel safe because I don't think that if we have any kind of like a conflict or like or we butt heads with anything, that it's gonna, ruin the friendship of any way. Now, even when it comes to like religion, um, that's actually a really, really hard one to debate because there's a lot of things that are unseen, like God, to, as an example. Um, So that's why I think, that that's something that, you can kinda tread lightly, especially if you know that somebody is from, has a different, like, viewpoint on religion. So, when it comes to the family, I just really don't talk about politics a whole lot except with a couple of people, um, because I don't wanna fight with people, and I don't wanna, have this period where I'm not talking to people because of some kind of an argument we had, knowing that that person's not gonna change their mind, and that's okay. That really is, and I've learned to accept that I don't have to agree with everybody, and everybody doesn't have to agree with me, um, for me to feel confident about the way that I feel about things. But when it comes to the internet, like, shoot, go for it, like, talk about, religion and all these other topics, like, just all kinds of issues. Talk about it on here, you know, get information out, but, be truthful, obviously, because what's going on in the world is just a lot of, deceiving things, and it's kinda hard to trust, like, what's the truth and what's not the truth. Sometimes you have to take a step back and go, "Okay, well, let me hear both sides." And then, if something is really outlandish, like, okay, that can't be true. Like, for example, you know, so we have the Department of Homeland Security, and that is Christy Nome. Okay, so this is what she said. Literally said in public, behind a microphone. She said, "Well, according to the ICE agents, there was a man that they picked up, and he was a cannibal. I mean, she's just very serious about it. He was a cannibal, and they had to deport him. So once he gets on the plane, he starts eating himself. Now, did you guys have you guys heard this? It's hilarious. I mean, so funny that it's like it cannot cannot be true. There's no proof of it. Um, there's no bite marks taken from, his flesh or anything like that. And so what is he like, an auto, cannibal or something? So that was a lie. And then you see Trump like, unbelievable. Yeah, these damn illegal immigrants. They say illegal alien. That's actually a very offensive thing to say. That's kind of outdated. It actually is outdated. And it's been said that it is like a derogatory term. I mean, alien, like, that's how dehumanizing can you get with that? Yeah, he's just an alien. We don't know anything about him. No, he has flesh and bones and blood and everything that everybody else has. So that never made sense to me in the first place. I mean, they're foreign. Oh wow. So what is it, like xenophobia? Is that what's going on where they have a fear of foreigners? I mean, come on, like, just you guys, like, don't say illegal alien. Please don't. It's so degrading. All right. It's like dehumanizing somebody. Don't do it. You don't like to be dehumanized. We are human. We're all equal. So I have Bridges and Olive Branches here. Uh, Girl, I love you. You're so funny. I'm laughing my cute little Tushio. So I was just looking because I'm in school and I am studying plant science, landscape architecture, and I was actually reading about the olive trees. And see, the thing with those is that you can't just like pick the olives off. I love olives. I mean, they're delicious, especially when they're just kind of marinated in all these kind of like with spices and sauce and whatever. So, or just black olives, green olives, like all of them. I love them. So, anyways, you can't just like pick them off the trees and eat them because they're very, very bitter. So, in that case, they have to be cured in a way that they will now be like soft and juicy. So that's kind of what you're looking for. That's the idea. There's so much that you can eat out in the in your backyard or in a nice you know um, small forest where you can go in and pick certain things and get the Plant In app and just scan a picture of, of a tree, and you'll know what it is. It'll even tell you if it's sick or not, if you need to treat it in any kind of a way. Harry Balls, you might want to read the INA. You know, why don't you read it to me? You might want to read it to me so I can hear your lovely voice behind the words in the INA. I would just love that if you could, spare a moment. Let's see. I feel like at wine night with my girls, what I like to do is karaoke, and I haven't done it in a while. I wish I could take you guys with me and just kind of maybe I could do like a live stream or something and do it. Pretty much the acoustics are better than anything I have here at home. Crafty Cat, PlantNet is a free app. PlantNet. Okay, I will try that. I know there's a few of them. Also, if you have the iPhone, they have that feature where you can take the picture and then highlight what's on the picture, and then you can just look it up. Um, and it takes you to Google and has you look it up. So that's inaccurate. Don't use that. Use one of these other apps because it's much better and it will give you more accurate information. Although there's some things where it's like, okay, that's definitely not that plant. And they get it wrong sometimes, just depending on the picture and the angle and other such things. Now, if you just take a picture of the trunk, it's a little bit difficult to figure out the type of tree it is. So right now I'm on the trees topic, and last week it was all of the palms, because in Florida we have many different palms, and our Florida tree is the sable palm. These trees get huge, and they're all over the place, but they're still expensive. And you see them in these trucks, and they're these big trees, just like on the highway, just kind of holding on for dear life in a back of a truck, going somewhere to be planted. Fun stuff, very good. It's very difficult when we get hurricanes, and especially if you find yourself on the top of a roof. Um, Make sure you have a helmet. Metal chairs, I heard, are pretty good also, especially if you're up there for 10 hours. So if you're on the roof for 10 hours with some floaties and a metal chair and a helmet, you might be okay. Just hold on for dear life, and you might actually get through it. So that's just like a little tip that I can give you from somebody we heard had a similar story. Shout out to Brother John, and just a miraculous story. So when it comes to the trees and the hurricanes, and that could definitely gravitate toward some problems. However, my uncle was in the tree business, and he just loved it because he could really rake in some business at that point. Now FEMA, is going to be canceled. It may be, it's going to be defunded, and maybe it is now, or maybe it will be later. The states are told that they're going to take up the expense to help with disasters in different states. You may agree with that, you may not agree with that. I think FEMA did help out a lot of people. I think it was a good program. But whatever they want to do in the White House, that's on them, and we have a voice. Just remember that, even in Canada, Crafty Cat, you have a big voice there, and I like how you guys stand together shoulder to shoulder to make a difference. Sugar Crits in with my Cash App. Thank you very much. All who would like to donate, that would be awesome. I don't know what I'd buy, but I'm sure I will, figure something out. Maybe I'll get a little outfit for Honey Bunny. Harry Balls, LOL. The Immigration Nationality Act, written in 1952, basically says that every person arriving into the U.S. is an arriving alien till proven to be a citizen of the United States. And you're paraphrasing that. All right. Very good. And that doesn't trump the Constitution in any way. So, and I understand that you're reading that. And the thing is that whether you are a US citizen or not, if you're on US soil, you do have the right to a speedy trial and to state your case and to have due process. And many people have not been given that right. It's not a luxury. It's not, a walk in the park and, oh, well, yay. No, it's the right to do that. Um, whether or not they are legal or illegal. They're here. However they got here, they made it. They made it to the free lands. I don't want to talk about deportation and immigrants because there's so much that I agree with and disagree with, and it's kind of just weird for me to talk up here by myself and not debate with somebody in person or online. The INA is part of the Constitution. Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. The INA, right? It's part of the Constitution. I get that. And from 1952, so it was added to um, the Constitution. I don't know if it's part of the 14th Amendment. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really know completely, but that's okay because clearly I understand what our rights are, and we have inalienable rights, and that's something that nobody can take away from us, unless you're living in times like this where sometimes we are going through a constitutional crisis, right? Yeah, and that's unfortunate, and that's very scary, actually. And no, they're not entitled to a speedy trial. They whether you want to call it that or you want to call it due process, they have a right to plead their case. And what's really odd and ironic is that people are going and checking in, like they're supposed to with the courts, and then when they go to leave, here's the ICE agents, the bullies, the Gestapos, the mobsters coming to pick people up. That's why people aren't going anymore. They're not doing the right thing because the wrong thing is happening to them when they are doing the right thing. Mike Hunt with an HUNT is saying bullshit. Well, is that any way to walk in here and say hello? So try and do that first. Why don't you leave, Mike? Do this, okay? And then come back in. And let's do it right this time, okay? Because you done fucked up. You understand? You, you hear what I'm saying, right? This is am I coming in clear? I said, am I coming in clear? That's critique. You need to buy cigarettes and throw away and irritate someone. What's going on? What's going on over here? Bullet Head Tony, what's going on, buddy? Do you have anything to say about due process and how do we get that regardless of whether we're a citizen or not? I don't think there's a fine line with that, guys. Hello, thank you for stopping by, Mike. Have a good day. You can leave now. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. Not funny. I don't think it's a privilege. I think it's a right, and there's a difference.
We're supposed to get it, and it doesn't really matter what you think, Shelly.
Whoa!
It's a right.
It's written. It's written, therefore it is. And if you do not believe in the Constitution and you not swear by it, you can get the fuck out, because that's what our country is built upon. That's our rock. That's our foundation. And if any president is going to go against that, they can go F themselves, because without that, we have nothing.
Yeah, they can get the fuck out.
They can. All of them. Yes, self-deport. Do it now so we don't have to. Because we all have a voice, and I'm not saying impeach anybody or anything like. I'm not going to say that. Um, but if we need to, we can do that. We have that ability to make a change. This is not yet a dictatorship, and let's hope it doesn't get to that. Because I'd have to bust some ass if it did. And there's many Americans, we are just way too accustomed to being a republic or a democracy, and we will not stand for it. I don't know what they're putting in the water with some people, honestly. But people are blindly following leaders that are lying to them. And Harry Balls, I have a feeling they're lying to you. So if it sounds like I said too outlandish, don't believe it. Go your own way. Illegal aliens. Why are you saying aliens? That's so derogatory. That I hate that. And you're a jerk for continuing to say that. Jerk, are not entitled to due process, and that's a lie.
Yeah, you step foot on fucking American soil.
You have that right. They can
make them fucking combatant for shooting in, and they're entitled to every right in the fucking American Constitution. Look it up, you dumb fucking cunt.
You want to hear what else he said?
No, not really.
They can see an immigration judge if they claim creditable fear. If not, Border Patrol, ICE, and border officers determine their admissibility. Harry Balls, you need to learn what you're talking about when it comes to immigrants' law. There's an apostrophe after the S. Queef Control is here. Welcome. Yeah, you know what? It can just be, it's a situation where you can just go fuck off. And that's where I'm concluding for sure. Because when it comes to immigrants, they have rights too. And they do not have a right to be shipped to another country where they're not even supposed to go. And we're going to hear a hell of a story from Abrego Garcia, which he is suing people in the regime in the White House. If he can, dodge them and get to the point, he could like write a book if he's articulate enough.
You don't have to be. You can get a ghostwriter. You can literally be illiterate.
Yeah.
Literally be illiterate.
Yeah. Natclo 2.0 is I'm here to collect the debts of your previous sins. You know what, dude? If my biggest sin is saying the F word, I'm doing really fucking good. Okay. So beat that with a stick over there. Freestyles watching is here. And, for some reason, I don't have that one blocked, but that's okay because I'm going to turn a new leaf today. And we need to exile certain words. We need to exile that word. We need to exile all of the slang words on opposite races. Anything you've heard, and I just heard one today, and I think you made it fucking up, of Guatemalans. And don't say it, please don't say it, because I am responsible for the show. But people have different words. Now, I'm not saying like it's wrong or anything, but the average man height, and I'm not laughing about it by any means. I'm just saying it's very unusual from what I used to. But in Guatemala, can you just hang on? Yeah, what was it? It was 5'3" is the average male height. 5'2" is the average female height, or 4'11". I think 4'11". So why is that? Well, culture. I don't really know how to explain it. Um, but can you guys guess what the average height for males are in the United States of America? Especially ones that are near that reside near the Gulf of America. You know, the one formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico for thousands of years. That, you know, it was that name. And now if you go to Google Maps, it says the Gulf of fucking America. GOFA. Nobody caught it. Nobody caught it. Don't exile me, please. I already live in exile. And that's Liliana. She's laughing, but she's actually very serious. And Bruce from Down Under is here. Welcome. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Good day, Shelly. Good to see you. Been a while. So Liliana is 5'8". That's above average for the female in America, which is 5'4". And for the male, if you can believe it, it's 5'9". Excuse me? Okay, that wouldn't be a discussion if everybody just looked it up. I mean, this is the talk show, and we talk.
Well, they can look at
They they can, and I was kind of waiting on answers, but you know, people are not participating right now in my chat. No, it's because I have somebody in the background calling people cunts and bitches.
I'm not calling them cunts and bitches.
Did you call them cunts?
No, I just said like cunts was a word that's off limits.
Right. And you know, I used to have, and I'm not going to say it, but I used to have a friend from Louasia, and her and I would be like, I don't CH, so like I don't think so, but I don't beep so. And even then, you know, even though you're saying it with somebody who is of a different race, even still, it's best to kind of cut that stuff out. We actually need to make America respectable again. Nobody fucking respects us. People are mocking us. Let's get it back to good. Can we do that? That would be awesome. I'm willing to pay the price of whatever it's going to take. And I'm telling you, you guys would want me on the front line to get it started. And then I would kind of, you know, creep to the back and watch, make sure everybody's safe and doing okay. But I would get it started and excuse me. I'm speaking from my heart. What else? Why are you laughing? What's so funny? It's like starting a fight and backing up and make everybody fight to the finish line. I've never heard him laugh so hard. Hey, Lady Di, what's going on? Everybody hates America 100%. And that's unfortunate because I love America 100%. But you know what I love even better? Australia. Completely. You know, free health care. Gun laws. I mean, I like being able to have my gun. But as far as like crime is way down compared to us over in Australia. They probably had 2 school shootings and we've had 200,000 or 1,000, 200 to 1,000. Maybe not that much, but I love New Zealand and I love Australia, and I haven't been there. And I don't eat meat, so I definitely wouldn't be tempted to try a kangaroo. Although they do have kangaroo burgers nearly on every corner of the street. And it's almost as if it's like, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to put a kangaroo on a breakfast biscuit. This is what the people over in Australia like to eat. It's like, oh, these cute little animals. Let me go box one on the beach. You know, let him go and fuck up my dog, and you know, because it's funny. So this is what happens over in Australia, and you don't have to participate in things like that, you know, whatsoever. But it is fun to watch. Relay senior citizen. Oh no.
I didn't hear you.
His name is Willie Senior Citizen. I'm 75 years old, mixed race American woman, and everybody that I know loves America. Right. Mixed race American woman and man, maybe. For the simple fact that I have heard Willie on a panel in the past, and without seeing the person, I don't know, but I think he was male. So this may be the mother. Sometimes just like with the Rebel, Rebel's mom went online, and that's common these days. Liliana ate a barramundi. No mammals for me. Yeah, what did we eat tonight? Also, and that I haven't had that, Liliana, and I don't know if that's a. Can you hear me now? I don't know if that's a joke or real life. About the barramundi. What was the name of the fish we had? Orange Riffy or something like that. It was absolutely delicious. Now, kangaroo on a stick is something that Lady Di would try probably as long as it were frozen. Because who doesn't like a frozen meat pop? They eat crocodiles. Well, you know what, Bruce? We have the Everglades, the Florida Everglades, and it's the only place where you can actually see the crocodile and the alligator coexisting, which is pretty cool because we see the crocodile in the saltwater.
We eat them both.
I mean, they do. So, Bruce, they do have. We do have alligator. Fingers. Isn't that alligator fingers? Is that what people eat, or what do they eat?
We eat them tails, baby.
Oh, so they like the tails, I guess, which is a different texture, I believe, of meat. Very good. So, you know what America did? I mean, and this is, you guys remember where I was like, yeah, let's vote for DeSantis, man. He's awesome, handsome, smart, courageous and charismatic. Well, look what he just did, guys. And we're the first to hear about it. And it's not like, oh, it's going to be built in 2 years. It's already built. So they just pushed it on us. Alligator Alcatraz. Ever heard of it? Alligator Alcatraz. So it's already built. It's going to be the homegrown constitution, not constitution, concentration, that's stupid, concentration camp here in the great United States of America, in Florida, by the way. And people, not aliens, Liliana, and I know you want to put this up here, but it's not for that. It's for the illegal immigrants. Now, 92% of the people who have been scooped up by ICE actually have no criminal record. So if you want to really get down to the nitty gritty, the people that they are shipping to the alligator Alcatraz, they're brown people, and nobody's talking about this. Nobody wants to talk about racism. The more you talk about it, the easier it gets. And I'm pretty sure there's a problem right now. Humans are not illegal. No, but their status in America is, unfortunately. And she will talk about it. Okay. Don't make me ask twice.
It's a civil offense. Not a criminal offense.
That's true.
I know. I wouldn't have said it.
So Bruce from Down Under says that the crocs hang out with the bull sharks. Yeah, because that's, yeah, exactly. And the same goes here, but you won't find an alligator out there, that's for sure. And those crocodiles look vicious. Have you seen the difference between them? Oh my gosh, they're very scary looking. Liliana is actually saying that she'll talk about it, but then Lady Di is saying that she eats kebabs and has to have been frozen first. I don't eat reptiles. I have to look at those all day, friggin' lizards. Yeah. Who was it? Oh my gosh, somebody was saying there's lizards running around everywhere. And you know, Lady Di, I don't even see them at all. Like they're so common day. Um, but when it comes to frozen meat, no, no thanks. And also frog legs. Frog legs is another one that people like to eat. Anything fried, you can tolerate, right? But you eat some like calamari raw, there's not much of of a taste to it when it comes to seafood. I mean, anything tastes good fried, in my opinion. No, that shouldn't be the case. Human rights and constitutional rights are being violated. No human is illegal. Well, according Liliana, according to God, we're all legal because we live on this earth. Um, and I don't think Adam and Eve had to deal with anything like that. This is all brand new considered compared to the entire time of human beings being alive. So look there. What was 1776, let's this is what the president, he wants to make America great again. Well, let's make America 1776 again. And that is what it's looking like. 100%. Let me know what you guys think about that. Um Cody Prime says,
What did you fucking say today or what yesterday about the farmers like being able to keep some slaves or some shit?
I don't think he ever literally uttered the word slaves. And I don't think I'll get shut down or anything for that because that is a fact of history. But to bring it back and to bring back the plantations, look at what's the dude's name? Emo. Look at Emo, and he did the whole Plantation Man song. Well, we're not too far away from that. And at the time that he did it, I was like, wow, that was so, years ago. And basically, it's been said just recently and been brought up as a thing of the past that might be coming back within the near future. So, and that's for the wealthy. People must just be so bored with their lives. And they're like, let's try something different. Let's reenact, but for real, the past.
What did he say? What did he call it? What term did he
Can
use?
you pull that up as my assistant, please?
I'm trying to look it up.
DFK is here. All right. DFK. You got to eat the reptiles before they eat your ass. Yeah. So Bruce likes the frog legs smoked. And Lady Di says that freezing meat kills certain bacterias. So you should always freeze it before you eat it? The last, because I don't eat meat, and I think it's been like 17 years, but the last good meat that I had was buffalo. And that's out there by you, DFK. And actually, I got it at Ruth's Chris. And you guys probably know what that is. It's like everything is like a la carte. It was absolutely delicious. It's not a bunny at all, DFK. So that's crazy. And the founding fathers would be pissed because they have evolved. And I thought we have, but we're spiraling backwards. We're all slaves today. Slave to the government, she said. Dang. What else? She ate squid. It was breaded and fried. That would have been good. Yeah, for sure. What does it say?
I didn't find it yet. I'm still looking for it. I'm looking for.
Look in your recent history or look in your text messages.
I know. I'm trying to find how.
Okay, lady dies. Some bacteria dies with heat and some dies with freezing. Okay. Yeah, I kind of eat like the bunny, fruits, vegetables. I mean, he won't eat any fish or seafood of any type. But he's very picky, and he wants if my greens, because he likes kale. If the greens are 1 day late as per the what do they call it? Use by date, he won't eat it. He's very particular. He has to have very, very fresh foods. And I'll look at the date. I'm like, wow, this little spoiled brat. But same thing with like carrots. And like the herbs, they have to be perfectly crisp for him to eat it. It's very weird. Some bacteria dies. Okay, I read that one already. So what did you find? You need your glasses?
I will let you know when I find it. Did you bring that kale in?
Oh no. Wait a second. Yeah, you can talk to them for a second. I just have to go grab something.
I will not really be talking to them. I'm going to be looking for the wording of slavery that Trump just said, like today or yesterday.
You have to get over here, please.
I'm not really going to be talking to them. I just said that.
You guys hear him by any chance? Well, if my bubble is like, blinking, then maybe they can hear you.
Today or yesterday, Trump just said that he is going to be granting some certain businesses the right to retain their workers, their illegal workers at least, under such a provision. And I'm trying to find the name of that provision. I can't remember it.
I remember he was getting a lot of backlash because they were going to the farms and scooping up people there. And then the farmers were writing letters and getting in touch with the administration and saying, we can't do our work. We can't get the products out. So that's when he did his tweet, because the tweets are, 100%, valid in stone rules and stuff. So he basically said that he's not going to go after them. I don't know if that means like at all or what, but he is definitely trying to preserve people in the farming industry.
Basically, it's slavery, but by another name. And it's okay because Trump is the one doing it.
Yeah, well, he gets away with
and MAGA
everything.
Is the one following it.
Would you mind telling that story, because you could tell it better than I could, about the gentleman who has an idea of how to avoid being wrongly deported?
What? The red hats are coming.
I didn't know they said that. No, but just about.
Yeah, I met a guy with very brown skin. We became instantly good friends.
he was wearing a mostly would be reserved for extreme rednecks. It's like very camouflage with an extremely large bald eagle on it with what did you freaking
Did it look like a clown hat? I mean, was it just really extravagant?
no, it was just like a redneck hat, I would call it. But yeah, we got to talking about our political views, and is I mean, clearly not for Trump, but yeah, he was like, yeah, I do not like Trump, and he was like, yeah, I just wear this to protect myself. I even have a MAGA hat in my car in case I get like pulled over or something. He's like, a lot of people I know with skin this color, a lot of my friends do the same thing just for their protection.
So that's one way of getting around it. You know, I got out of a ticket many times. One time was because I worked for the city, and I did let them know that on the sly. And oh yeah, what do you do? He asked me, and I told him that I was the lifeguard for the city. And he's like, all right, well, you know, have a good night, drive safe, whatever. So that was pretty cool. I guess, you know, if you have little tricks and tips of staying out of trouble, use them. And if you know that these thugs are going to start coming around and, you know, in plain clothes with their masks on their faces, then I would have a backup plan to get out of that situation. And that is actually a non-violent way to do it. I think it's a great way. And I think it's a great idea. They also have an app to where it will like tell you where the ICE agents are. Kind of like when like I used to go cop watching, and we'd listen to the local police station, and it would tell them where they were going next and what street they were going on next. And then like I would go there and record them. So I guess it's kind of like that, except I was going to and they're going from them as far away as possible, because nobody wants to go to CCOT. Nobody wants to be, you know, in prison for the rest of their lives, which there are still people there. And they're not supposed to be, but we're focusing on one person. There's other people there. They sent like 200 people there. And they're not getting their due process, and they're not even having a voice. But for some reason, he really did, you know, stand out. And I wish he could kind of, I hope he does name some other people so they can try and do that. But I don't know. I like to follow that story. Because there's nothing worse than having your rights violated. It makes you want to cry hard.
And real stats, 50% zero criminal records, 8% only with violent crime on their records.
You're saying 8% because 92% have no criminal record.
No.
Yeah, and then 8%.
50% have no criminal record. 50% have criminal records. 92% have a criminal record.
No, they don't have a criminal record. It's really that bad. Yeah. So what else? So the bacteria, okay, so she wants to bring this topic up, and it says that the bacteria in red meat or beef is not the same as fish, shellfish, or seafood. You can get tapeworms as long as your intestines. Tapeworms are disgusting. And, I know that, animals can get like heartworms and people can get tapeworms. If you eat maggots, you might get a tapeworm.
Tells me what.
I know a person who ate a berry and there were freaking maggots in the middle of it. How disgusting is that? Can you imagine? You looked it up to see if you could eat the fruit. And when you go to eat it, there's maggots in it. Those are the worst. I mean, the worst of the worst. If I could send them to alligator Alcatraz, I would, because that is the worst of the worst. I mean, the people they're sending there are not the worst of the worst. And that is true. And I do believe that to be true. And I do believe that there to be a cult-like thinking when it comes to the right, and also I think there is definitely an echo chamber and a lemming type behavior for sure, and that's not good. That's not good. Hey, I'm not going to put people down because of their beliefs or anything like that. I shouldn't judge anybody, to be honest, because I'm not perfect. And, if I were, then I wouldn't judge people, because judging people is not good. So either way, I try not to do that. And I can't judge somebody for being stupid, because that's just how they were born. That's just who they are. If you're very, very stupid, it would be totally wrong for me to point that out, because we don't ever want to hurt people. We want to help people and help build them up, because if you're not building them up, you're pulling them down. But damn, don't be stupid. Like, have your own freaking brain and minds and opinions and thoughts, and don't be so influenced by your peers. Peer pressure is a bitch. Nobody wants to be outcasted. Nobody wants to be iced out. Like, Abe always says he's iced out, which I don't believe that, because people continuously talk to him and he's not invisible. People talk to him, So just because people don't agree with you, it doesn't mean that you're iced out. And that's the truth about it. So yeah, I've had some pretty much, and I saw that you said sleeper cells, and I have had some sleepless nights thinking about the world in which I live and how I foresee it becoming. And if you guys haven't seen that Gaza video where Trump wants to turn the Strip into a strip mall, strip club, strip tease, with the women with the beards and mustaches.
What are you trying to do just then? Just act like you're American Gaza. Just say Gaza.
Don't tell me what to do, if you don't mind.
If you weren't
if you
going
didn't
so quickly through the
right,
I
and
still wanted to, I was in the bathroom. I still wanted to. You were talking about stupid people. I wanted to come out here and fucking comment on that, because if stupid people, if there wasn't so many of them in America, we wouldn't be focusing on modern day slavery. We wouldn't have an orange idol that everybody was bowing down to.
Yeah, with all that money, if you can't afford to get some real tanning spray then that's a problem. Let's just make it clear.
Yeah, you shouldn't even need a slave to fucking put on
He's
proper
dude,
tanning.
he
You
is
should
doing
have
it to troll
a
us.
good assistant
He's trolling us.
to fucking tan himself.
Yeah. Free Palestine. Free Iran. Free Ukraine. You know,
I agree with that one.
I believe that our leaders, quote, unquote, have teamed and partnered and powwowed with former enemies that we always knew to be enemies. And there's some kind of a status that our regime is thinking that is something that where they want to be, and that is in a dictatorial regime. You never hear him talking against Putin. Trump thinks that Ukraine was the aggressor in their current war. It's absolutely false. And that's the problem, is that people believe when they like someone, they believe everything that person says. And I can attest to you guys that you probably know this, that when I first came on the internet, I had a lot of haters and a lot of trolls. And what they did was they would say everything that I said was a lie. And so they would make it look like that I was lying to my subscribers. And they did it because they hated me, because they were jealous of me, or they just were trolls and picked on somebody who had a channel and who, had viewers, and they hated it. So you guys know who I'm talking about. These few people who, had their channels and stuff, and they're just trying to measure up because my channel was doing pretty good. And they would say, oh, she's lying about that. She's lying about this. She didn't have COVID. I mean, it was like stupid shit. And people believed it because they liked that person. And so they would believe everything that they said, not even realizing that's not a credible person. So to look at something objectively is pretty difficult. But everything I hear from our president, it seems just like a freaking lie. I mean, what kind of a cannibal goes on a plane and starts eating himself? They eat other people, not themselves. Have you ever heard of this before? I mean, what was he doing? Just grabbing a chunk out of his leg? I mean, how do you paint the picture for me on this one?
Seems
You're right,
impossible for
Bruce.
me. I mean,
I think Australia got a new prime minister too this year, right? I'm asking Bruce from down under. Tell your wife I said hi. Don't you judge, Lady Di, don't you judge what people do? Not the people, everyone does. Yes, absolutely, I do. Or their patterns or their, habits or things like that. You kind of judge that too. And you're like, well, they did this before, so maybe they're doing it again, kind of thing. I don't know what a sleeper cell is, actually. I'm not sure what that is. Sleeper cells. I don't know. Yeah. Is it negative or something?
yes, it's
Oh, yeah. What does it mean? I'll just look it up.
terrorist. Yeah.
Terrorist.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Spy novels and movies.
No, this is not new stuff. Then
No, it's not new.
refers to a clandestine group of individuals within a larger organization or network whose activities are dormant or inactive until activated by a predetermined event or directive. Kind of like a ceasefire, and then they start it back up later and they activate what was inactive. These cells are designed to remain hidden or undetected. Oh, it's not an idea.
Sleeper cell would be. Here's this little group. Fucking head group might get destroyed, and then the sleeper cell will be activated.
Like a detonation.
It's not necessarily the case. It's not.
So it can be a dormant state. They exist in a state of low activity, minimizing contact and exposure to avoid detection. Covert members maintain regular lives, often with jobs, families, and social circles, making them appear ordinary, like the Men in Black.
Spies. No, not like fucking alien.
No. Okay, here we go. Terrorist sleeper cells. These are, I can say that word, right?
Imagine so. I don't really know much about these guys. You were warning me about saying.
No, it's not about these. These guys can hear anything anybody says. It's not about that. It's about YouTube guidelines, really. These are perhaps the most well-known examples, okay, where cells are established by terrorist organizations to carry out attacks or sabotage. What do they mean by cells, though?
Groups.
Oh, factions and stuff?
Pretty much, yeah, like a little group inside a larger faction. Yes.
Interesting. All right, so we have here by Bruce, politicians, we need a new one. But where do you pluck someone that will tell the truth and get things done? Absolutely, it's tough. It's hard to decipher who is going to get done what they say they're going to get done for the better of humanity. Mile High Community Channel. We are so pucked. We need more than a left or right smart solutions. You showed up on my feed just watching. Keep rocking the free world. I appreciate you stopping by, dude.
Responsibility.
What's it called?
Owner responsibility.
Owner. Okay, so owner responsibility now.
They're going to be responsible for the people that have been working for them.
But did he say that though?
Yes.
He literally said the people who are working for them.
Yeah, when he was touring Alligator Alcatraz.
Oh boy. It just keeps getting better and worse. He is correct. Okay, she said you're correct about sleeper cells. Politicians are all liars. They are, and they're always like these, very articulate, charismatic types. A lot of them are even good looking too, and that helps their case. They're just basically selling themselves for power.
Yeah,
and
low IQ, white hood, red hats believe that Trump is not a politician.
He's a businessman. But 90 deals in 90 days, he's literally made like maybe one in the UK, but maybe not even. Maybe that was on the tweet. And you just don't make deals in your tweets. And everybody's gonna forget about the Gaza video that he put out. And some people haven't even seen it, but it's a telltale sign of where we're headed and how he really feels about that strip.
Yeah, some goofy ass shit. It was pitiful, honestly.
And they're a very densely, you say it like densely populated, meaning like there's so many people in such a small area there.
Yeah, it's fucking pitiful. He's fucking
it's pretty bad.
selling cars off of the White House lawn. Now he's promoting fucking fights off.
Yeah, he's gonna have that UFC fight on the White House lawn.
The American fucking
It's a
White House
joke.
song.
everything in the White House and in his office is gold. He painted everything gold. So tacky, gaudy.
Makes me sick. Just
Yeah, this was 4 months ago, and yet people will. And that's the thing is, if you throw so much out at people, it's hard to keep up with every single thing. And I wouldn't doubt if he got with his very closest constituents and said, just keep things alive, know, keep it. Keep the activities and the chaos going because we have an agenda and that's called Project 2025. Well, I have a Project 2026. I'm going to get that out for everybody to read on my opinions on what not to do and what to do possibly. But if I don't have one, somebody else will. All right. So don't hold your, all your breath with that one. And I don't know who this is, honestly. In the back room, but I'm going to show a video. And originally, I was just going to do this. Hello.
I'm here for your Adderall delivery.
Oh, yeah, I don't, I'm good. I don't think I'll be needing any of that. But thanks for stopping by. All right. Let me show you guys this in case you haven't seen it yet. And if it is kind of old, but I think people are forgetting about it. And this says it all. It's not a joke. People say, "Oh, it's supposed to be a joke." There's truth to the dumb blonde thing because, like, I'm blonde. I'm not dumb. So, yeah, okay. Get it? Where's my page? What the hell? Everything's going so slow.
Tunnels coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent.
Tunnels coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent.
Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Bruce have family on the border of Poland and Ukraine. They've helped families since the war. My motherland, Poland, is so close to war again. My mom had seen the Second War, may see the Third World War. Well, Bruce, I'll be right there with you because that's the world and that we live in. And I don't know how many times I've heard our president say World War III. He has said it in the Oval Office. Like, who says that? He said it to Ukraine. That's going to start the World War III. He said it. I will never allow the World War III. He said it at least twice and maybe more than that. QC laughed about that. Mile High Community Channel says, we do not know, as people know that they want us to be separated. Our government is like a wrestling match. After the show, they all talk about all the money they made. Crooks they are. We are in World War III now. This is a different kind of a war. This is like a psyops. I mean, it's a tariff war, and there's there's real wars going on right now. They're bombing. We're still bombing. I mean, since he's been in, he's already bombed 2 countries. So they're going after the weak ones. Once they take out all the weak countries, they get to know the leaders and like, yeah, he's not as strong. He's not strong enough to uphold his land. So let's get the land and more power. And so they want to, take over the weak countries. I don't know. There's so much genocide going on. It's ridiculous. I don't think this is how the world's supposed to be. And there's too many people that are willing to hurt others. And in the military, they just, they do as they're told. And for what? Like, it may not even be a legit war. And maybe they aren't keeping up with the goings on and stuff. And, the IDF, they think, oh, well, we're doing our job. We're supposed to be doing this. They're still fighting. Does nobody are they even fighting back? I mean, is Palestine even fighting back? I haven't heard of that. I just hear of things happening to them and them not getting the resources that they need to just live. QC was saying that, Shelly, I was laughing how you dropped Prime and not Bruce's comment. Why don't you shut the hell up? Can you ever try doing that? That might be pretty cool. And the whole group might be like, oh, I agree. Because Bruce really didn't say anything improper. And if he wanted to, he would come up on the panel. So nobody's afraid to come up on the panel except you, QC. So try it, buddy. You know where the link is. How I dropped Prime. Prime is asking about Adderall. What the hell does that have to do with the topics at hand? You didn't say anything bad except for that you eat bad meat and stuff. That's the only thing that you said that was bad. Otherwise, this is your opinion and facts as well. Mile High Community Channel. What's your channel about? I can always go to it, can't I? Let's see here. When I go to it, it just highlights it. Oh, wait. It doesn't even say that I can go to it. It just says delete, put in timeout, and ban and delete. No, Bruce, yeah, you're good, buddy. I've heard so many worse things than, somebody stating that it seems like World War III. Hey, if you guys ever go watch 28 Years Later, you might have a different perception on what a, exotic war looks like. Okay. Well, let me end it on that. And I appreciate everybody being here and giving your feedback on how you see the world in your area where you live. Yeah, just keep talking about your beliefs and keep, bringing up facts and be ready to debate people if you happen to go to a protest somewhere, because that's where people really get real, is at those protests. There's nothing to hide behind except your sign. People don't take their purses out there. Okay? It's just you, your mind, your voice, and your sign. There's nothing to hide behind. So, what?
The red hats are coming, so be careful. And maybe the white hoods.
Yep.
Yeah, the red hats, the white hoods, the low IQs.
Next, they're going to get the red hoods with the MAGA on it, and it's going to be that cone shaped to try to be different, to make it look like, oh, it's not that organization. It just kind of looks like it. Everything's tweaked a little, but the history repeats itself. And I love how it said that, oh, it's just evolution, but no, it's the exact same principle. And that is using race to create a country that is more comfortable for certain people, because they're so stuck in the 50s from the South. And they cannot get past the fact that it's not acceptable to own people, to enslave them, and to hate them in general. Unless they're, those two guys on Fox and they're accepted. Ridiculous. Absolutely.
What's those two guys on Fox? What are you talking about? The one that plays with dolls or what?
Enslaved dolls.
Yeah, Brian Kilmeade kept talking about playing with dolls like, all the time. He kept fucking.
He's talking about Christy Nome.
No, fuck that bitch.
The human Barbie doll. The human filler doll. Lip filler doll. Yeah, I mean, you can't really hate her because everything trickles down to her. And she likes her lifestyle way too much to go against anything that's told that she should believe. She won't go against it because of fear of her financial security. Who wants to give that up?
She's got enough money. She's just drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
Well, she has a social circle, and it's hard to give that up because they're all joking each other's backsides. Jules is not well. All cool with your foot. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope she gets better. Tell her I said hello, and I hope that she feels better soon. QC said, "You're so angry tonight." No, you're angry. Urgh. You wouldn't be caught dead on my panel? What? You've probably been on my panel before, especially if you're QQ. Wink, wink.
I'm not fucking angry.
You're the one who's angry. Arr. Oh, how's your foot? Your foot's doing good? Hope it's better. We need those. All right, guys. Enjoy your evening. And until next time.
Evening. It's the middle of the fucking night. Go to sleep.
Not in Australia. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well,
No, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
have a good day.
Have a good day, and for others, get some sleep. And QC, you're on my next personal panel invite. Yeah, 4 p.m. there. 4 p.m.